Welcome to my energy update, and I'm about to have an absolute nosebleed. That's the opening to my video. Retrograde is here. I'm not lying. I've recorded this video 5 times, and my screen keeps freezing out, and I'm to the point where I'm like, and in my last video, my last recording, I was just talking about how calm I was with all the retrograde stuff coming in, and I'm a little bit tested right now. So I'm really hoping that my video lasts so I can get this out to you. Otherwise, I'm abandoning mission. I'm going out into the garden and I shall record there. So that's what this video is all about. Welcome to my energy update. It's all about retrograde, isn't it? And you know which one's really messing with me today is Mercury. As we went into Mercury retrograde yesterday being Sunday / today being Monday. So let us go back to actually to Sunday, because there was a huge solar storm on Saturday night. So it brought up a whole lot of shit. And we were also kind of like holding hands with Mercury retrograde. Like, can it get any stronger right now? So anyway, what happened with this massive surge of energy, the Schumann resonance went spiked. We were basically purging more layers of lack. And we want it to be so, even though I bitch and complain about it, I want it to be so. So we are really clearing out with these retrogrades from now until the end of the year. It's going to be like that because we're getting ready for 2026. So we must embrace it. We must be hyper aware when we go through these things so we don't fall into the anger and the panic and all the rest of it. Take a breath, come back into it and just go, well, what's it teaching me? What's going on? This is an external play out. So what do I need to know? Do you know what I mean? And what these retrogrades are going to do is show you what's out of alignment in your field, show you the aspects and outdated versions of you that is not in alignment with the new plan. You want it. You want that intel. You want that awareness, right? So let's embrace the retrogrades, right? Even though I'm about to lose my shit because I just want to get this video recorded. Right. So now let's go into Mercury retrograde. So like the gubbins of it. I mean, we all know what that's about. It's about travel. It's about communication technology and clarity. And all of those things all do come into play. They get triggered massively. Technology goes down. I've been double booked. My app's gone tits up today. Double booked everybody. And then all of the posts that were put out didn't have music to it. And it's just like, eye roll. So it's stuff like that, which is pretty annoying. But for me, experiencing that today was more of a revisit of how calm I was as it went down. And am I going to go and give my energy to that and lose my shit? Or am I just going to change vibration? Like if this is going to not record, I'm going to go into the garden, I'm going to do it again. So I'm literally in a lesson from the cosmos right now as we speak. So that's Mercury. You know what I mean? So like love it or hate it. It's a gift, right? So now the 11th of November, which is tomorrow, 11/11 is tomorrow. Huge portal days, we know, but Jupiter is going retrograde as well. So Jupiter is all about your purpose. It's about your faith. It's about expansion, abundance. There's your wealth code and everything like that. So of course, again, if stuff comes up, right? Because it's going to get deeply intense now if you choose it. Or you can look at it and go, yeah, that was a bit stingy sore. Let me have awareness on it. What's in my field that is not aligning me with where I want to go, truthfully? Because let's face it, this isn't against us, it's for us. So all of these things, don't fight what you've called in. Rather look at it and go, thank you for the delivery. You know what I mean? Don't shit on the DHL man because the package is shit. You just say thank you to the DHL man. Thank you so much. And then you take the box and then you look in there and you deal with the contents, right? You know what I mean? And love it or hate it, it's a gift. Okay, so that's Jupiter retrograde. So we're already in retrograde with Saturn, which is basically coming out of retrograde, I believe, on the 27th of November. So that's good news, isn't it? A little bit of a lifeline. So what's Saturn all about? We've already been in it. Karma. It's karmic lessons. It's like, nosebleed, that old chestnut, right? So yeah, so basically Saturn is about discipline, structure, karmic lessons. Now, I'm getting very tapped with that at the moment because I've got a very, ADHD. I think we're all neurodivergent. If we're channels, which we all are, we're all neurodivergent. So it's very difficult to organize yourself in the physical when there's a lot of shit going on. So we have to spend more time and more discipline. And people don't like to use the word discipline. I think it's needed though, because there is a discipline that is needed. Like the other day, I was like, I can get up and roll into the coffee house and have a croissant. Or I can do what I've been wanting to do is get up super early, go and walk the dogs in the mountains and ground and give myself what it really needs. Caffeine can wait. And I basically thought, I don't want to do that. But I did it. And I was just like, discipline, get your trainers on and get your carcass up the bloody mountains. Go do it. And I did it. And it was a wonderful day, right? But I had to have discipline in checking myself because I could have quite easily rolled off and had a coffee and a croissant. Do you know what I'm saying? So discipline is the thing, So that's what we got going on right now. There might be more. But like I say, I always say to my astrologers on here, here. You guys, I mean, I tap into the frequency of things so I can give the energy updates, but I know you guys hold a lot more wisdom with that and kind of like the depth of what it means. And I do love it when you guys chime in because you actually back up what I'm saying. So it's a beautiful, beautiful cosmic cauldron here on the YouTube, isn't it? Right. Okay. So now clean up. I've written in big letters. Clean up. So this is the great cleanup from now until the end of the year. We have to, we got to get all this shit aligned before we go into next year, right? So be kind of like embracing of all this retrograde stuff going down. Pay attention how you to react when things go wrong, because the big question here in the moment of all the chaos, are you coming from a place of fear or are you coming from a place of love? Those are just two places to choose from. You're going to choose that or you're going to choose this. I am doing both at the moment. When I woke up and my app was going wrong and everything, and it was booking clients when it shouldn't have done, oh my God. I was like, oh, panic. And then I was like, no, it's fine. It's love. It's okay. It's a mistake. It's like, you know what I mean? It's all right. We'll realign it. We'll sort it out. It's okay. Be forgiving on yourself, right? And then everything will, go out there. So are you choosing fear or are you choosing love? So now, sacred architecture. This is a big one because I have been, obviously, this is the month of Thoth, and all of my teachings, my blogs as well, just always saying it now in my videos, I've started to write. One of my absolute loves and passions is channeling, channel writing, channel spiritual poetry, and just blog writing, but like funny Gospel of Marie vibes. So I've got that on my website now. So it kind of like backs up everything that I talk about here. So yeah, so basically, it's all of these blogs and kind of like building up to is the understanding of sacred architecture, actually. And Sekhmet's up in this mix as well, because she's very much up front and center, because she gives us the courage to create, right? Build it and they will come. So let's start right there. Sacred architecture. Well, let's rewind a bit actually and say, well, what is that? Sacred architecture? Yeah, it could be a church, could be a temple, could be something like that. That's sacred architecture because it's a crystal, but I'm talking more you. Right? You are the sacred architecture. You are the blueprint. You are part of the all mind. You are part of the divine. You are God's spark. There is nothing wrong with you. You're tapped into all of these things. It's just all the shit that's got in the way that's preventing you from being in flow with that, which is what we're talking about. So the sacred architecture, I'm a bloody big pyramid. You are as well. We're receivers and transmitters, right? If you are on the lineage of Thoth, you're part of my tribe. We are the pyramid builders and we are the pyramids themselves, right? And we receive and transmit all the time. And that's like a big energy to hold. We're like big generators. Do you know what I mean? And I can cultivate a lot of energy. Do you know what I mean? And I can also receive a lot of energy as well. So it's really like really embracing how powerful and majestic you really are in your sacred architecture, right? So if you were to have a business project which was sacred architecture, yeah, that's also the same, But where does that project outside of you, where does it get born from? This internal connection as above, so below to spirit, right? So now, when you are aligned with your thoughts, because this is very much the principle of mentalism, which I'm going to be talking a lot about actually this month. The principle of mentalism is the first principle, and it speaks about the all mind. We have to understand and know that the universe and the cosmos it's mental. I mean, it is a bit bonkers, but it's just mental. It works in a mental way. It doesn't look at you that you've actually, you run a soup kitchen. It doesn't look at you that you love cats and everything like that. Oh, go on, give him some money. Well, yeah, because she really likes cats. It doesn't look at you like that. It basically looks at you when you are, I am receiving. I know who I am. It is my birthright and my divinity. I am a conscious creator. I am the creator and the molder of my reality in every single moment, and the universe responds to me. I'm the boss, you know what I mean? And when you know that, right, and it's obviously a work in progress, because if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. But this is the great reveal. This is what's happening now. We're starting to understand our absolute skill sets and our inner wisdom on how it is to be a conscious creator. We have to cultivate a very, very powerful feeling that matches the all mind, the original idea of you. That's your sacred architecture. You're the first expression of that. Then once you've mastered that, okay, then all ideas that come through you and out of you become exactly a divine expression in the highest order. But what happens is when we bring the all mind down and it's just like, yeah, magical and amazing, you could do this, you could create this and have that. What happens is we bring it into our filter and it starts to run through the negative filters of doubt and things like that. And then it becomes distorted and then the idea doesn't create or manifest. This is Alchemy 101. This is the Hecker codes. This is basically where that stage I speak about is where you're coming into the second stage of the Hecker codes. The first one is seer, the god of perception. So that's your intention. The second one is hue, which brings hue, divine, into the man, physical. And then the third one is Heka, which is the absolute activation manifestation of the idea in physical form. But we all get stuck in that middle stage. So let's look at Marie's tattoo as a teaching purpose. This is very cool. So look at this. So this here, I had this tattoo done, by the way, before I was even tapped into any of this. This is a divine orchestrated map that was put on my arm before I even knew what the hell it meant. And then as I went through my path, I started to unlock it. How funny is that? So anyway, let's look at Marie's arm. So let me adjust my mic. As you can see here, the sun. It's all about action. We're all Sekhmet. We're all daughters of Sekhmet, and we cultivate action. We create. So solar power is all about manifestation, very masculine energy in comparison to the moon, which is divine feminine. So anyway, this is the solar energy, all to do with inspired action, I suppose. This here, Metatron's cube, holds all the secrets of the universe, right? It's got all of the numerology, the numbers, the sound, the frequency. It's the secrets of the universe, right? Which you have in your DNA. So now once we draw from the Hermetic principles, knowing that you are the all-mind is probably about here. Okay, this is the Hermetic principles. Deem this as the universe, if you like. Okay, and all of the magic in there. And then you are the pyramid. So once you've basically connected in alignment as above, all the way so below, and you're the pyramid, you can manifest this. Look at the light coming in and out here, right? But what happens is but this is why we got to clean this shit up with the retrogrades. What happens is we try to draw it in, and then what happens, it comes through the filter. So when it gets from here to here, something goes wrong about here, and we're like, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh my God, what if it goes wrong? Oh my God, do you know what I mean? Scarcity and lack, and then there is no pyramid. You know what I mean? None whatsoever. So this is what happens when everything can kind of goes tits up. So my video froze out there and I had to pause and re-engage. As soon as I said when everything goes tits up, that's when my screen went like that. And I thought, no, I'm continuing, Mercury. I'm finishing this, right? God loves a trier, and I'm most certainly that. So as you can understand from this here, this chart, if you like, this map, it's kind of shown you in a visual sense, like what you are. It's just like so powerful. But that was the negative side of it. That's why we're working with the retrogrades, to have the beautiful flow all the way down into there, right? So that is what we're working with right now. So the good news is it's basically all very nice and lovely just until you go to receive it. That's all. You know what I mean? And that's that's a very, very small part of the process of the glitch in the matrix, as it were, of you receiving yourself or receiving your manifestations in its fullness. You are the divine sacred architecture. And if you've got a shit house on wobbly bricks, then you ain't going to be able to land anything. So this is why we're all going through this cleanup phase, because Thoth wants us to land everything full on, full out in our physical worlds, and it's going to be seen. It's going to be seen in a multitude of ways, because everybody's changing direction now. There's a lot of you that are just like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, great, because then your sacred purpose is coming up. Or I've been doing what I'm doing, time to change gears. Right, let's go. So there is, for every change in direction, because we've been familiar with what we've been working with, there's always going to be a little bit of a challenge in the shadow, because we don't like change, because we're creatures of habit. So we just got to be, okay, well, we knew that was going to come up, and be less triggered by the fact that shit comes up, right? So we're going to roll with it. We are going to roll with it, and we are going to smooth the transition out as we move to the end of the year with all of these retrogrades. So let's talk about Sekhmet. Now, Sekhmet's bringing up some big messages right now as well. She's bringing up the challenge of boundaries, okay? Pulling your energy back. No more bending to fit in, right? Okay, so basically this is your sacred no embodies boundaries. So by saying no, if you've always said yes and you're a people pleaser, by saying no, you're actually activating your inner authority. It has to happen, you know? And like, all of us struggle with basically saying no. But that is kind of like the final initiation that we have to go through now, is basically really being team you 150%. You cannot live for another. You cannot bypass your own happiness or well-being for another. You cannot carry for others. It's theirs. Give it back. You know what I mean? So this is what has to happen. Now, I've been talking a lot about grounding your tailbone into Gaia, and that is going to be coming in some videos this month. It's really important, the medicine I'm bringing through this month, because it's about our process that we're going through right now. So the retrogrades are clearing all the shit out of the way. way. So we have clear passage to anchor our tailbones in to the earth, to kind of insert ourselves back into the ground, into the earth, all the way back into the heart of Mama Gaia, which is where it was severed in the days of Atlantis, right? I've spoken a lot about this, that our cord was severed, but not necessarily here. It was down there because it basically, it unlocked, it disconnected us from Mother, basically. And she's the one that fed us, nourished us, gave us like safety and security and all that kind of thing. So now that's what we're doing. At the same time of these retrogrades, we're also anchoring, coming back into Earth. Your life, your wealth, your circumstances is about to explode in a very, very good way when we go through all of this massive cauldron energy and magic. There's a lot of things going on, but when it all happens, that's what it's going to look like, right? I know it to be true. So now, these boundaries, okay? So basically, sacred architecture is exactly that. When you fully land into your sacred architecture, you are embodied, your foundations are deep, your pyramid is going to last for lifetimes, okay? It's the legacy that you leave. Once you have that real powerful, sacred, strong presence in who you be, you're going to create from that space, right? It's going to be clear. It's going to be clean. Your connection to the Hermetic principles as above, clean line, your connection to Gaia, which is essential for us to be able to bring in these creations, we're reconnecting with. Oh, yeah, there ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. So this is what's happening, right? So addressing your physical body. So of course, sacred architecture, this is like one of the final things of the video is sacred architecture is going to bring attention to your physical body, your basic needs. Are you going to gym? Are you walking up the mountain? Are you sitting with the being outside with the tree magic? Do you know what I mean? Are you, are you addressing health issues that need to be looked at? I know I've been in and out of bloody hormone doctors. I'm going through perimenopause, and I brought in all of the stuff around me to support my physical body while I go through such things, because I've got big work to do, right? But I need to respect, love, and cherish this physical vessel, this pyramid, because without her, I can't do any of it. So it's like she needs this focus. By focusing here on your body, out there is going to then line up, right? So your needs, your health, your well-being, it's important, right? Are you expecting to receive without meeting the universe halfway? I've spoken about this, how Sekhmet has taken her energy back. That also backs up these boundaries that I'm talking about. She's placed her own boundaries in because she will not be open and available to those who are complacent. I'm in the mix as well. I'm not judging here. This is not a judgy thing at all. Complacency, Sekhmet's right there. I can just go there. It's just easy, isn't it? No, but then I don't have to work so hard. You know what I mean? It's just like, and we have to put the effort in to meet spirit halfway. She pulled her energy back. So we have to do the same, really. Do you know what I mean? So basically that's your boundaries. So pulling your energy back is definitely going to be the people pleasing thing. Pulling your energy back is definitely kind of just giving your sacred no. So you see, it all works in. And if something's less available to you, what are you going to do? You're going to work a little bit harder to go and get it, right? So that just means for us in our spiritual life, it means we just got to dig a bit deeper. So the message that she's giving us is dig a bit deeper, claiming your inner authority, really embodying her sacred flames of transformation within the physical body means full embodiment, right? It's not going to have that boom clack kind of like energy to it anymore when you work with Sekhmet, because it's all inside. So that is where you access the softer side of Sekhmet. See, it's a whole journey, because we had to go through the fire and brimstone and the real crazy, like rah Sekhmet stuff. And she took us all the way through. She led us all the way up the path, all the way to her temple. And then we got there and we got a bit comfy, didn't we? And we were like, oh, she's here. It's fine. I just pitch up and I've stopped 80% into my journey. And she's like, oh, guess what? Door's closed. I'm going to go back there. You got to work a bit harder to come and connect with me now. And that's an internal thing. We got to go a bit deeper to connect with ourselves, right? And that means full embodiment, full activation of our sacred architecture, which means boundaries are in place, which means you're going to find yourself saying no to a lot more things than you're saying yes to. It's not negative. It's actually part of the grounding of the sacred architecture. And one more thing, we must remember that when we give our sacred no to something, we automatically give our sacred yes to our authority. So if you're saying sacred no, you're saying yes to your sacred inner authority, which is so Sekhmet. So all of this has got to come into place. So this is why it's going to be a bit uncomfortable over this month, a little bit like, not much elbow room, but it's okay. So this is kind of like gospelery, what I believe is going on. And then tomorrow we have 11/11. And that is not about manifesting as such. It's about clearing the rest of this stuff out the way. It's about clearing your field and being real enough with yourself to say that doesn't work. Real enough with yourself to say, yeah, I'm bullshitting myself there. Real enough to say, yep, Maria's still wearing a mask there. Come on, take that off now. Do you know what I mean? It's like all of this is leading us to up the path to the truest and most highest form of authenticity, is that you are a divine being in physical form. You've understood that you are the all mind. You are very much connected to the principles, to the laws. You're very much connected to your sacred purpose within. You know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? That's inner authority. See what I just did there? I led you up the path because I got a big heart pop. I was with you. I was on the path with you. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it there. Very, very full energy update. And there's going to be a lot more videos to come out because I have been journaling a lot to do with toast. So there's a lot of wisdom that I want to share with you there. And then, yeah, let's go back to this. Let's go back to, hang on a minute before I close the video off. Let's go back to the Jupiter expansion, abundance, purpose, and faith. Everybody's questioning their faith and they're on a threshold. And where do I go to next and all that kind of thing. This time, to be able to be working with the Hega codes or the hermetic principles or the activations with Sekhmet, all of these sessions, they're here for this particular timeline. So if you feel that you've got like this big surge of consciousness that's come in, which is exactly what's happened to me, and you need help unpacking it and ordering it so you can activate the fullness of its juice, so you can work with that out there and understand what it looks and feels like, that is the Hega codes. This is now employing, activating more of those aspects of the God and goddesses within you to be able to help you step into this new timeline fully. So we have the Sekhmet sessions, which will deepen your devotion to the goddess, and you will go on a mad journey with her, very alchemical backed. And then of course you have the Hega codes, which is a lot larger in its energy, especially if it's the mentorship, the 3 sessions. And yeah, that's quite a deep dive. But I can definitely suggest the single sessions Heka right now for those of you that are going through massive awakenings, because this is exactly what they are in-tuned. Is that a word? In-tuned for. This is exactly what they're for. So with that being said, this is a big energy update, and I will definitely see you on the next run of videos because I got a lot coming in. Get ready for me. Peace.